Hello dreamers, I wanted to talk to you today about synchronicity and how synchronicity is an important part of a conscious dreaming practice. So when we think of synchronicity, we think of a meaningful or uncanny coincidence. So for example, it could be that you keep running into the same person 4 times in 1 week. Or perhaps every day when you're walking to work 1 week, you keep finding a white feather on the pavement. So most of us shrug off synchronicities as happy coincidences or just funny coincidences. But there's a way in which you can embrace synchronicities and have it guide you through life and also add a little bit more magic to your conscious dreaming practice. They could also be used for creative inspiration. So how can you use synchronicity in your conscious dreaming practice? So one example would be you're having a dream and you dream of a wolf. And the wolf feels very significant and very symbolic. And then you wake up and you carry on throughout your day and you keep seeing wolf imagery popping up in billboards or perhaps in your social media feed. And seeing these wolves in your waking life gives you a trigger or a memory of the dream that you had the night before. So this particular synchronicity gives you a chance to further explore your dream. Possibly you could look into the meaning of the wolf. What it means to you. Perhaps there's a lot of information in the concept of the wolf. When synchronicities keep popping up, so it's not just once, but it's twice, maybe 3 times, it's quite similar to a recurring dream. So in a recurring dream, the dream topic matter keeps popping up over and over again for us to pay attention. Well, synchronicity would seem very much the same way, except it's in our waking life. So if we keep seeing the same imagery or see the same name or see the same people, it could be a little prompt from the universe for you to look closer at that situation. It would seem that the universe sends us signals which manifests in synchronicity. I kind of like to think of it as synchronicity is the truth of the universe resonating externally. Much like how intuition is the truth of the universe resonating internally. So there's this very interesting sort of feedback loop from the internal to the external. So how can we be a little bit more open to synchronicity with our conscious dreaming practice? So if you're already dream journaling, that's a really great starting point because you're able to look back and reference and check your dream journals for any synchronicities that might appear in your waking life. But synchronicity is a bit of a mindful thing. It's having self-awareness, but not just self-awareness of your own state of consciousness, but self-awareness as to what's going on in your environment. So an observational awareness. It's the ability to quiet the thinking, analytical, chattering mind, much like intuition. Synchronicity is almost a mirror of your intuition in the external world. So when we are in states of focused awareness and observation, we quiet the minds, we're able to get to the depths of our consciousness. And it's in those depths that we find synchronicity, intuition, and flow. So to get into the zones of synchronicity, you need to slightly shift the way you're thinking and the way you're observing your waking reality. Meditation, mindful living, creativity, and solitude, these are all ways in which you can open yourself up to synchronicity. One thing you probably don't want to do with synchronicity is become a bit superstitious, and that is becoming a bit attached to the repeat events or the repeat coincidences. This can create a bit of an obsession and a superstition, and it's not necessarily a positive thing. It can actually block us in a lot of ways. The key to synchronicity is the flow and to be open to the flow. So seeing it as a bit of a cosmic giggle and a bit of a wink or a bit of a nod is probably a better situation for you to be in. When the synchronicity arises, acknowledge it, explore it, look into it, maybe glean some creative inspiration from it or some guidance from it, but in no way get attached to it and make it your new religion. So as a conscious dreamer, stay sensitive and open to synchronicities. It gets very interesting, magical, and exploratory when you see certain themes bridging through into your waking life, and they can offer immense guidance for you, inspiration, and maybe even just a little bit of a cosmic joke every once in a while.